Alright guys, let's review Brian De Palma's Phantom of the Paradise, which is a Phantom of the Opera type of movie where it's got the Phantom of the Opera story to it, but with rock and roll inserted into it, so it's a rock and roll version of Phantom of the Opera, which I think is actually really cool. So the story is about Winslow Leach, who he writes some music, and Mr. Swan, this guy, takes his music and uses it and kicks out Winslow Leach, and then Winslow Leach goes to a mental institution, breaks out, and then becomes the Phantom of the Paradise, just taking back his music. And it's a weird movie because, like I said, it's like Phantom of the Opera, but it's got a rock and roll aesthetic to it and a very over-the-top silliness to it, and I think that makes it fun. Because, again, it's really weird because he gets immediately, thrown into an institution after he just says, you stole my music, and then, they throw him into an institution, and then he escapes in a box and just gets out of the box and runs back into the music studio and goes and becomes the Phantom of the Paradise. It's so dumb, but it's silly. I also like, too, that, these actors in this, I don't really know what else they've been in besides Jessica Harper and Garrett Graham. It's cool to see Jessica Harper in this, it introduced Jessica Harper, so this is her first movie, apparently, which is cool, and she's good in it. I like her. She's the girl character that, I guess he falls in love with, kind of like in Phantom of the Opera. But Jessica Harper, I think, is good in the movie, and I like how this is her first role, and she does a good job. And Garrett Graham as this guy, I think, named Beef, who is just this over-the-top, feminine guy, and he's so funny and just and insane. And, there's a moment where he's singing a song that the Phantom of the Paradise wrote, and it's only for Jessica Harper's character to sing. So he's in the shower singing the song, and then the Phantom comes up to him, grabs a toilet plunger, plunges it into Garrett Graham's Beef's mouth, and just says, "Don't ever sing those words. Those words are only for her." And then, he's just, sitting there, with a plunger in his mouth, it's ridiculous like that. And I think that the humor in this movie is really funny. It's just very awkward on purpose, and I did appreciate that. And I really appreciated the fact that this movie, too, visually, has a lot of cool, visual aesthetics to it. For example, there's, I'm trying to think of a good one. There are moments where, the set design is really good. There's a scene where, a character is sitting in the middle of a giant record, and, the middle of it is, his desk and table. Visually, they have stuff like that. Or, the way that the music and dances are incorporated. So I think that's really cool. And I did like the design of the mask that the Phantom wears, even though it kind of reminds me of the mutant from, the Goosebumps book. I thought that was pretty funny that he reminded me of the mutant. But still, I think that the designs are really cool in this movie. I like the acting. I like the humor in it. I like the weirdness of it. But I didn't love it. I thought that it's good. It's a solid movie, but it's just one that, in terms of De Palma's movies I've seen, this is a departure from all of his other movies, because this one is so unserious. It's so goofy and silly. And, the other De Palma movies, even though they might have a little bit of humor in them, are not over the top like this one. This one is very over the top in a weird, ridiculous way, which I liked for the most part. But I just feel in terms of the De Palma movies I've seen, this is my least favorite so far. But this still is a good movie with good creativity and ingenuity to it. So I did like this movie. It's just not my favorite De Palma movie. Overall, it's my least favorite that I've seen so far of his. But as is, I think this movie is still a fun, enjoyable time with enough humor and with enough visuals and with enough silliness to really get you through it. But it's just so different than De Palma's other movies that I've seen him do so far, of his movies. So that is my review on Phantom of the Paradise. Tell me down below if you like this movie or if you've seen this movie. And if you like this, check my links in the description down below. And thank you guys so much for watching.